Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over all the NBA games for Thursday, February 18th, 2021. I'm going to show you both sides of each game. It will be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel comfortable and confident in your own pick. And if for whatever reason you're curious to know who I am picking, you'll have to join my Patreon where my picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. More information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into today's games. We got Raptors and the Bucks. We got the Nets and the Lakers. And we got the Heat versus the Kings. First game up. Daily numbers on one side, date numerology, Gregorian, and the Hebrew. Game numbers on the other side, away team up top, head to head in the middle, home team at the bottom. So Bucks and Raptors. So let's look at this game. Let's see what it would take for the Raptors to win this game. Raptors could get their 14th win for this season. Today has 41 date numerology on the Gregorian. 41 and 14 are reflections of each other. The number 14 sums to 41. At the same time, Raptors would get their 41st their 41st regular season head-to-head win against the Bucks, going along with the 41 connection. It's also the 49th day of the Gregorian year, and Raptors would get their 49th all-time head-to-head win against against the Bucks. What am I saying? And Bucks would get their 13th loss for the season in their 13th home game. 41 is the 13th prime number. Bucks would sit on 16 wins for the season, 16 date numerology on the Gregorian. That's what it would look like for the Raptors. It'd be the 14, the 41, the 49, 16, 13, and the 13th home game. Now, let's see what it looks like for the Bucks if they were to win. It's the Raptors' 29th game of the season. It's the Bucks' 29th game of the season. Raptors would get their 17th win for the season. 17, if I can spell it correctly. 17 sums to 109, which is the 29th prime number. So in both these teams' 29th game of the season, Bucks can get their 17th win for this season. Raptors, it's their 17th away game, and Bucks would get the 59th all-time head-to-head win against the two. 59 is the 17th prime number, so we have 17th that sums to 109, the 29th prime, both their 29th game, 17th away. Bucks get the 59th all-time head-to-head, the 17th prime. Raptors coach, he would get his 59th regular season loss, 59 the 17th prime. And the Raptors would get their 10th away loss as Bucks get their 10th home loss. 29 mathematically is the 10th prime number. Alright, so next game we have the Nets versus the Lakers. So somebody on my Patreon came up with the theory. Goes a little something like this. Los Angeles Lakers. I don't even know if I spelled it right. I did. So Los Angeles Lakers sums to 257. Now this is not my work. Somebody else did this work. I'm just copying them and giving them a shout out. They know who they are. Lakers 23rd and 7. So if Lakers win this game, they win their next game, and then they win their game after that, they would have a record of 25 and 7 for this season, which is their name Gematria. Los Angeles Lakers sums to 257, 25 and 7. So for them to get to that standpoint or that pinpoint, Lakers, they would have to beat the Nets to be 23-7. They would have to beat Miami to be 24-7, and then they would beat Washington to become 25-7 for the season. Los Angeles Lakers sums to 25-7. 257. Now, what would make this work for today's game is this is the Nets' 31st game of the season. 31 sums to 109, the 29th prime number. We were just talking about this number. The Lakers would beat the Nets and become 1-0 head-to-head against the Nets for the season, like 10. 109, the 29th prime number. 29, the 10th prime number. A bit of a stretch here. Lakers would get their 10th home win as well as they could get their 23rd win for the season. 23 sums to 55, the 10th triangular number, and the 10th Fibonacci number, I believe. Yeah, 10th Fibonacci and 10th triangular number. So kind of an indirect but direct 10 pattern there with the 31. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. With the 31, 23, 10. One of these two teams is going to go 1-0 head-to-head against the other, like 10. So Lakers, they got to win this game, the next game, and the game after that to become 25-7 as their name Gematria. Today does have 41 date numerology, the 13th prime number on the Gregorian. Nets can get their 13th loss for the season. Lakers would get their 66th regular season head-to-head win against the Nets. 66 sums to 41. It's the Lakers' 101st. Lakers coach 101st regular season game as a coach for Lakers, and he can sit on 26 regular season losses with a win, 101. Did I say it's his 106th? I meant his 101. It's his 101st regular season game as a coach, regular season for the Lakers. He can sit on 26, 101, the 26 prime number. And at the same time, Lakers would sit on 26 all-time losses head-to-head against the Nets, as well as 26 regular season with the win. The flip side to this, though, if Nets do win this and Lakers do not fulfill their destiny of name Gematria becoming 25-7, it'll be because the Nets get their 19th win for the season. 19 sums to 41. Today with 41 date numerology. Oops. 41 date numerology on the Gregorian. And at the same time, 41 sums to 46. And the Nets would get their 27th all-time head-to-head win, their 27th regular season head-to-head win, as the Lakers coach gets his 27th regular season loss as a coach for Lakers. And 27 sums to 46. Last but not least, we have the Heat and the Kings. We have some game numbers that go against the Heat here. Heat can sit on 11 wins for the season as they get their 11th away loss for the season, as Kings tie 1-1 head-to-head against the Heat for the season, like an 11. The Kings would get their 13th win for the season. 41 date numerology on the Gregorian, the 13th prime. It's their 18th home game. Heat would get their 18th loss for the season as they sit on that 11. Kings would sit on 42 all-time head-to-head losses against the Heat with the win, as the Kings coach gets his 142nd regular season win for his career. 42 sums to 142. And so on the flip side, 16 date numerology on the Gregorian, Kings can get their 16th loss for the season. And what is the 579 again? I think that summed to something. Ah, no, it doesn't. Hmm. Well, their coach, he would sit on 49 regular season losses with the win on the 49th day of the Gregorian. Kind of has similar values, 409, 49. Heat would get their 12th win for the season. I'm not sure. Kings would sit on 12. Trying to see what would connect with that. 12 and 12. Nothing's jumping out. I just noticed it was the 6-6 on the Hebrew. Lakers, that's a Hebrew connection. You get their 66 regular. Head to head, 6-6. Hebrew, 6-6. Sometimes I just miss stuff, you know? You catch things at a later time. My brain's not a computer, even though I want it to be. Um, what else? 29th game for Heat. 29 is the 10th prime number. Heat can sit on 10 away losses for the season with the win. Or Kings could sit on 10 home losses with the win. Guess it goes either way on that one. 43. 14th prime. I guess that can connect to 41, but I don't know. Not a whole lot here on this one. I'll have to keep looking at it. But I guess you can do game numbers 18 and 15. So 15th away, 18th home. Kings sit on 15. Heat get their 18. That might be something in favor for Kings. 12-17. I wonder if that has any properties. 12-17. 12-17 is the, okay, so that would be a connection. 12-17 is the 199th prime. 199 is the 46th prime. Today with 41 date numerology on the Gregorian. 41 sums to 46. So that whole thing might be a connection. 12-17. That's funny. 12-17. Is there any other 12-17s that I missed? 12-17. 17-12. Backwards. Reflection. Hello. No, I don't know. I'm delirious right now. I'm tired. Yeah, so that's interesting. 12-17, 199th prime, 199, the 46th prime, 41 date numerology, 41 sums to 46, 61 date numerology, 61 sums to 41. Kings can get their 13th win for the season, 14 the 41st prime, or it could be the name Gematria, 12-17, which mathematically breaks down to 46. All right, thanks for watching, guys.